How did you deal with a jealous sibling? My younger sister Becca and I took opposite approaches to life after college. I opened up a business and quickly became successful from it, and she on the other hand looked for a man, hoping to marry into money. Well, once she fell in love with a man who was a construction worker, she didn't care to rely on him for money. Instead, she constantly demanded I give her a job in my business. Thing is, I didn't exactly need any help. My business was small enough to make it possible for me to maintain a loan, and successful enough to allow me to live in luxury. So I told her I wasn't able to employ her, and that caused her to start pushing me away. But one thing I did promise her was to give them a great wedding gift the day of their wedding. I told her I'd pay for her and her husband's flight and 5-star hotel stay at their dream honeymoon spot in Costa Rica. As I told her that, she jumped into my arms and thanked me, but the look she gave me made me feel like there was something she was not saying. Anyways, as time went on, I noticed her act more distant with me. And one morning, my mom called me and asked me what I was wearing to the wedding next week. The wedding is next week? What do you mean? I asked her, and she suddenly got quiet over the phone. I then told her I hadn't received any invitation, and I heard my mom sigh. Oh my, Becca didn't listen to me, she said. Apparently, my mom spent the last few weeks convincing Becca to invite me to her wedding, but Becca claimed I was too fancy and busy with my business to attend, and she wanted to keep it small and only invite those close to her. I was shocked to hear this, and it felt like such a backstab. I cried on the phone as I told my mom that Becca knew how excited I was to be at their wedding, so this was such a stab in the back. But you see, this was typical of Becca. Whenever she saw someone do better than her, she'd act weird with them. So that night, I decided to give Becca a call and see what she had to say for herself. But as soon as she picked up and I confronted her, she brushed it off and said, "Oh, you don't want to come to my wedding, sis. It's probably not up to your standards." And just before hanging up, she said, "But thank you for the Costa Rica trip. Bye." And I realized what this was all about. All she wanted from me was the trip and nothing more. So the day after her wedding was the day of the flight, and I woke up to several missed calls and Becca blowing up my phone. She left voicemails asking why I hadn't sent her the flight itinerary yet, and she texted me a selfie of them in their Uber on the way to the airport. I laughed out loud when I realized she didn't get the hint. I got ready, and within an hour, I was at the airport ready to go on their trip myself. That's when I ran into Becca standing in the terminal. "What's up, sis? Congrats on getting hitched. Where you off to?" I asked sarcastically. "Give me the flight info now. We can't miss this flight," she demanded. But I threw my head back as I laughed. "Oh, you think you could get away with not inviting me to your wedding and still get a trip out of me? You're insane. I'm taking this trip myself," I said, and her face turned beet red. I went through TSA and was happy to get away from the embarrassing scream-crying fit she was throwing.